I want to share some of the it's a lot. Some of the things that we're growing for the rabbits. I'm sure it's going to continue to grow over the years. I have been at this now. I started my garden last September, but I had pneumonia, so it was started for me. I hired somebody to start everything for me. I did plant some seeds, knew nothing about what I was doing, planted right into compost. And then we realized that those garden beds that are now here beside me, all of these garden beds, they didn't like being there where there was no sun, no winter sun whatsoever. And great for summer growing, but not for winter. So we needed to choose something that would work all year round. And that is where we moved all of our out into this paddock. And we've since, these ducks have volunteered to live here. They're wild Muscovy ducks, and they decided that it was a really good job opportunity for them. I posted the job opportunity on, Duck Job Central, and they decided to come here and volunteer to live here and eat my bugs in my garden, which they don't really do that great of a job at because they seem to eat bugs everywhere except in my garden. They go all over all the places. But we've really added to it. I'm going to actually continue adding. We're going to have more garden beds here and more trees and a greenhouse and a shed. So that is the goal. But I've been at this now for just over a year, but this garden has only been here since March, and been working on this, growing food for our animals, growing food for ourselves, growing food for our animals. And I'm going to share some of the things that I'm growing right now for the bunnies, because really they are one of our most sustainable livestock. They do not require a lot of input. So I'm going to share some of the things that I can grow here in Florida 9B. So the first thing is Mexican sunflower. This is probably their all-time favorite food. They go absolutely nuts for it. They love the stalks. Now this is a baby. I am propagating this. I have a bunch of Mexican sunflower in my front yard that I chopped down, and it's actually incredibly easy to propagate. I'm going to pull this up for you. So as I eat my hair. So you can see here, this is a Mexican sunflower baby. Let's see, make sure I got it in the camera. And all you have to do to grow this is cut the stem of the Mexican sunflower and stick it in the ground. And literally, I just did this a week ago, and we already have all of these babies growing. So I like to have it here. It's on irrigation. I know that it's going to get a lot of water, and you can see it's popping up. It is doing really well. These guys, I had already started to propagate in pots, and I just moved them here because as we go into winter, I do not want to be watering everything. We are going to go into absolutely no rain. And I don't want to sit there. I already have enough in my nursery right now that will need to be watered all winter. And that all was in the nursery also. All the strawberries, all the blueberries, everything was in the nursery. All these trees that I just put in was in the nursery, and I was done watering them. So one of their favorites is clover. And yes, you can grow this directly on your grass, but then it will change the way your pasture is. And I have a lot of clover growing around the house, but I don't want to really change the huge composition of my Bahia grass in my pastures, because I will be eventually hoping to get some sheep. But it's an okay addition, but it can take over, like very massively take over. So clover, they absolutely love this. I trim this back every couple days. I'll trim a section, give it to them, trim a section, and it just grows like weeds. So you can just grab yourself a little dedicated bed and grow yourself some, and you will feed your rabbits. Now, everybody loves this. The chickens love it, the ducks love it, the horses love it. It is a hit with all the animals. The other things that they do eat is squash leaves. Now, I don't feed them a lot of my squash leaves because I have enough trouble keeping this alive from the squash bugs, but every once in a while I do give them some squash leaves as treats. They are able to eat the southern pea leaves, not the peas themselves, the leaves. Now, these are dying back. I'm not going to feed them to my rabbits because they're looking absolutely terrible, but through the summer they look absolutely beautiful. The same with these sweet potatoes. Now my ducks have been in here trampling on these, eating all of whatever is growing on these cowpeas. Like they'll be covered in little bugs and they will come here and just go chop, 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 chop. And they don't hurt the cowpea, but they've been trampling this, which is fine because my sweet potatoes are actually in the beds. I have not gotten a lot of like rooting of the sweet potato in the mulch to create more sweet potatoes in the ground. They absolutely adore sweet potato leaves. This grows abundantly in 9B. And when it comes to feeding your rabbits, you definitely want to give them a variety of food. You don't want to just give them one thing. I try to pick a little bit of each. They can eat a little bits of different herbs. It's really great for their digestion. They will eat what they want. These guys they do look like squash, but these are cucamelon leaves, which they can eat. They do not like the cold, and it's been really cold, so they are dying back. But in the summer, these are everywhere. These are a volunteer, great, sweet little, tart little fruit, great survival crop, by the way. Very resistant to heat and stress. They don't like the cold, though. Very resistant to everything, and you kind of get sick of them. I put them in popsicles at freezies and everything, but the leaves are really great for the livestock. Now, I went over this one in another video. This is comfrey, which is great nutrition for the rabbits. Mine won't eat them. We do have the roselle. This is a hibiscus, so they can definitely eat these leaves. And obviously grass. Grass is the biggest thing that we grow for our rabbits. So right now this is a bahia. We are still, even though it's getting cold, this will start to die back because we're having these nights below 60 degrees. It needs consistent above 60 degree nights to grow. So we will be doing some rye for the rabbits for the winter, and I will be doing it back here where the rabbits are. I'm just going to be putting down some ryegrass for them so that they have grass all winter long. But right now we do not have irrigation on all of our paddocks, so it's just not plausible to put it everywhere. Eventually our goal is to get the irrigation on all of the paddocks so we can be growing rye all winter long. This is probably one of their favorite. This is a type of hibiscus. This is the roselle. They like to eat the stems, but they really like to eat the leaves. So I just pick up leaves for them every night. These these sugarcane leaves, they can actually eat those. They really enjoy these. It really doesn't have a lot of nutrition in them, but it is very, very good fiber. Now we're going to walk to my front yard and show you the other type of hibiscus that we are growing for them right now currently. All right, on our way to the hibiscus, we can definitely check out. This was huge. This Mexican sunflower was all the way up, size of the sugarcane. It's all been cut back, and you can see it's already growing again. It grows like weeds here. We've got more sugarcane. This needs to be cut back and put in the ground so that it can propagate. But here is the cranberry hibiscus, and they absolutely love this. And as you can see, it grows like weeds. Now these guys actually survived last winter, and you can see they have went a little crazy. We've got another plant over there that it is ridiculously tall, but they actually survived last winter. So it will be very interesting. We're gonna have a cold winter this year. I really do need to cut that back. That's getting a little crazy. But we have a plentiful amount of this hibiscus to grow and feed our rabbits. We are almost ready to flower too. So these are some of the things right now that I'm growing, and I can bet you probably in a year's time there's going to be a lot more. But mind you, they don't eat that much, so I don't really have to grow that much more for them, because they really basically right now are living mostly off the food that we grow for them.